lots of miles on those hustle hearts. I see you on Snapchat, your trainer screaming at you every day. What vanity muscles would you say you're most proud of? Is it the pecs? Is it the biceps? In my physical prime, they were my traps. I had better traps than Brock Lesnar. What do you? There always seems to be two approaches to fashion and comedy, right? That's what it does. I feel like I done did a drug, man. That's what it does. It gets kind of trippy. Yeah, I'm high. Shit. All right. Oh, shit. All right, hold on. Here we go. Shit. Mad Dog 357, huh? That's how a black dude made this shit. So, there always seems to be two approaches to fashion and comedy, right?
Separating the truth from the lies. Coming at you from underneath the Noonan, Georgia, heavily chemtrailed sky. You're about to receive a dose of the shock treatment. That's right, folks. Breaking Schockalocka. That's me. Devours, destroys 14 Duff's death wings. You don't know what a hot sauce is. What's the truth? You don't know what hot is. What's the lie? People think that what they're eating, a hot wing, it's hot. Listen, folks. Listen, first of all, this video is a little bit of lightheartedness. You know, I mean, we don't always have to talk about 5G death towers and cell towers, even though there was one of the, I don't know, maybe about a third or a quarter mile away, right across the street. You know, it was right there. I talk about that a lot. I didn't talk about how we're getting inundated, or I'm not going to talk about how we're getting inundated with rain thanks to the chemtrails, geoengineering, whatever you want to call it. All right. But this one's about hot. What is hot? Because a lot of people don't know what hot is. You know, they think that the little Tabasco sauce wings that they're getting there at the gas station, or even at taverns. I mean, I've been to plenty of places. And one is Big Daddy's, and I'm not saying that it ain't a good tasting wing, but and had a little heat to it, but it ain't hot. So when people they shine away from the death wings at Duff's. Can you take the heat? I don't think so. In a lot of ways, people can't take the heat. They can't take the truth. They can't. They just can't. They delete you. They start walking away. When you talk about the heavy-hitting issues, you know, the vaccines, the GMOs, the cell towers, stuff like that, you know. The chemtrails, especially when you talk about the chemtrails. They don't want to hear it. But look at the Duff's death wing, the wafting of just all the wings everyone's got, just an area. It's a beautiful sight to see. I really like it. You know, it's delicious. It's the heat is on. Listen, if you don't train yourself to take on the Duff's Death Wing Challenge, you won't make it. You won't make it. Even my nose started running after 10 of them. But I handled it a lot better than I did the first go around. And I have the Jersey Death Sauce. I have it extra 4 bottles for 10 years. I didn't want to open up because I prized them. I knew I wouldn't be able to get them again, but I think they're expired now. So they're just souvenirs. It's something to look at. Something that's like my little pride and joy, kind of like my habanero plant. But you can't handle the heat. You can't handle the heat. You can't handle the truth. When all of us in the truth community talk about what we talk about, you either want to naysay it or just want to ignore it, you know, or say, well, what can I do? What can I do about the radiation? What can I do about the, you know, about anything? Well, for radiation, wouldn't you like to know where the hell it is in your environment, in your home, at work, while you're driving? I have an inexpensive EMF detector, just detects electromagnetic radiation and frequencies, but there's a GQ 390 you could get through Stranger Than Fiction News, headed up by Ron Johnson for $109. $109. I don't know if that's with shipping. But we were meeting with this Chesterton, GK Chesterton Club, and I've never heard of it. I've never heard. This is out of St. Mary Magdalene. And the story goes that he lived in the 1800s, and he was basically had his finger in every cookie jar. The guy was British, and Gilbert Keith Chesterton. Never even heard of that name. Didn't even know what this GK Chesterton thing was. But he was an English writer, poet, philosopher, dramatist, journalist, orator, a lay theologian, which means he was, as they were talking about at the meeting, an amateur theologian, I should say, not theologian, theologian, biographer, and literary and art critic. Chesterton is often referred to as the Prince of Paradox, contradictions, I guess. And this is when he was born and when he died. So that's what the meeting was about, and these people are in the know. They know what they're talking about. They know what they're talking about because they read his books. I never heard of them, and well, I ain't got time to read like that. I'll give me the Cliff Notes, But it was good camaraderie, and they weren't kidding. It was a pretty fun bunch, I must say so myself. And they meet there. This guy was an Anglican, but he turned Catholic. So that's kind of interesting, and he was very interested in mystery. He turned Catholic from Anglican, which is the Church of England. He has an uncanny ability to be everything all at once. All at once. So I don't know if any of you out there ever heard of G.K. Chesterton, not to be confused with C.K. Lewis, who was funny up until realized he's a freaking, I don't know, isn't he a commie? The left? Unbelievable. Chesterton approached every subject with great wit and overflowing mirth. So basically this meeting was, this person that heads it up, he, forget his name, but he, he'll discuss certain parts of the text of the book that he's reading, and and pose questions, and we discuss it as it relates to our lives. And you mix it, and it's also about faith, because this guy was faith-based too. So that's what the meeting is, and it's kind of like theology on tap. I know if you're a Protestant, you probably you ain't gonna do that, but that's what Catholics do. I mean, Jesus drank wine. I know some think it's grape juice, but why would it say wine? Then we want to say it's new wine, tomatoes, whatever. Let the poor man or sick man drink and remember his troubles no more. I don't want to hear it. That's in the Bible too. But the thing is, it was fun, and we talked about we introduced ourselves. We talk about. Hold on, folks. When we introduce ourselves, we talk about, ourselves, introduce who we are. And, Ma spoke on my behalf, and she let loose from the point of when I was married to Lulu, to what the kids did, to me falling at church, slipping at church on a wet floor during Lent dinner in 2014. Someone had spilled oil on the floor, Italian dressing. They mopped it up, but oil and water don't mix. No sign. Here comes Schockalocka. Food goes up, I go down. Thigh muscle ripped off my knee. So she's telling about a lot of stuff, and that's a beautiful sight right there. Those wings, duffs. And it's not like it's the most awesomest flavor, so to speak, but it is the heat. It's the heat, and when it does come together, when it's being delivered. And you can't handle it. I'm telling you, you can't handle it. A lot of people can't handle a lot of stuff these days. I noticed that. They just can't. They think Tabasco sauce is hot. I mean, even Big Daddy's up in Helen, Georgia, wants to put tree jalapenos like it's the hottest. They're Big Daddy wigs. And it's Tabasco. You kidding me? All day long, all day strong on that. I could eat it. No big deal. Even though it's nothing. But people don't know what hot is. They don't know what hard is. They don't know what hardship is. They don't know what the truth is, a lot of people, They watch fake news. They're voting for commies. Have a hankering for commies. You kidding me? Unbelievable. Get out of town with that mess. Anyway, so G.K. Chesterton. Anybody knows who he is? Anybody read any of his books? Anybody knows what a hot wing is? What's the hottest wing you ever had, huh? What is it? I want to go for the Carolina Reaper. I know it gets hotter than that. But watching this other show, First We Feast, and it's mainly people, celebrities, get on there, including Satanists like Billie Eilish. Get on there, and they act like they know what hot is. They don't know what hot is, or they start tapping out over that sauce that he's given. And he rattles off the Scoville units, and it's nothing near what I'm eating. So I'm trained up. I'm trained up on this. That's right. I eat my habaneros every day, several times a day. Garlic, serrano, peppers, jalapeno, and ghost pepper, and scorpion sauce. That's right, folks. All day long, all day strong. And I got a habanero plant too. Okay? So, that's right, folks. And you can go to my Dat Good Food page right there on Facebook and click like to the page. Go like the page. Add whatever good eats you like. And, any recipes or any, you guys feel free to film any restaurants you're at that you feel like people should know about, that maybe they don't know about, whatever area you're in. That's what this page was about, the That Good page. But anyway, there's my habanero. So for going fresh, trying to steer away from more GMOs as much as possible, store-bought. And there is a big difference between fresh, picked off the vine, so to speak, or plant, as opposed to it sitting in the store. Ron Johnson went off something about how they treat the produce. It's terrible. I don't know if it's called Fresh Lock. It was something he did several years ago that was it was unbelievable. And he says, why do they have to wear masks, like a gas mask, while they do this procedure? And just like the crap to tap that people want to think is normal, just like the GMOs people want to think is normal, just like the that's people think nothing of these things. People think nothing of why would they wear a mask while they're trying to keep the workers are trying to keep your produce fresh, huh? Bad town with that mess. So anyway, you can't handle the heat. Literally, you can't handle it. I know you can't. Tell me, do you? What's the hottest wing you ever had? Where? And don't you dare challenge Schockalocka. Don't you challenge me at no wing contest. You ain't gonna win. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the heat. Can you beat the heat? I don't think so. But try to grow your own food. If possible, try to eat as clean as possible. Exercise, get grounded, start earthing. I tried to earth today, but it was a freaking moving rice. That's right, don't make me say what it really is. Think of rice and it moves around. What is that? On the freaking patio. We don't have any food on the floor out there. We don't have any garbage. It's weird, but it's really wet out there. I think they're freaking chemtrail moving rice. That's what I think. Freaking chemtrails. But of course, most people think chemtrails are contrails. They can't handle the truth. They can't handle the heat. You can't handle the dust heat. You can't handle the truth. Can you? I don't know. I've been doing this a while. Ron Johnson's been doing it longer. I mean, I've always told the truth, but as far as, exposing it the way we are, or I am, they've been doing it longer. But, there's a lot of people that want to naysay that. It's because they can't handle the truth. They can't handle the heat. And it's really a crying shame. I mean, it's unbelievable. They think Tabasco sauce is hot. They think the Common News Network, Microsoft LSD tells the truth, even though the Russia hoax has been exposed. They think nothing of the chemtrails, the Frankus guys. They drive by the cell towers, and they think nothing about it. They'll go to work next to a cell tower, think nothing of it. It is absolutely astounding. It is. It's astounding. But I'll end it right there, folks. I'll end it right there. I might go this style more often. I don't know. I might. It's just free will, Like, give me a canvas, and I'll paint whatever comes to mind. How about that? But I'll try to make it pertinent, But yeah, this is really, I'm on alert here. I mean, you got freaking moving rice. Are they chemtrailed moving rice? I don't know. It's just not normal. Usually they gravitate towards dead carcasses, trash, maybe food, anything of that nature, but not when none of that's around. Doesn't even make any sense, but it is extra moist. It has rained a lot. So, I don't know. It's just strange. So I gotta go through the minefield called the patio and call it a night in here, in my workshop. And, this discussion, because part of the book, I just want to leave you with this, the G.K. Chesterton Club. they bring up parts of his text, or the person that heads it up. I can't remember his name. But he'll discuss what's in the book, what certain aspects, and they'll tie it into bring into real life. Like, how does this affect you? How does this situation? What do you think about this? And so of course it's faith based, club too, and we praying and stuff. But the thing is, it was really, I forgot what I was going to say. It was really interesting, and we did introduce myself and brought up a certain someone that we raised turned into a witch. They couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe my story. They could not believe the hell and the crap that I've been through. Teaching 6 years and having to deal with harassment. That I decided I wasn't getting any help from Paige or JE, so I left the profession, and they were pissed off. So they what do they call it? Blackball? That's word out in the street. Alright? But the thing is, this is a very enlightening experience. And you got to be able to handle the truth. You got to be able to handle the heat in life. The heat will be turned up. I don't know if it's been turned up on you. That's why I think people think Tabasco's, in a way, I guess I'm using this as an allegory. Tabasco is hot to them, right? The hot wing. That's why most restaurants, they make weak wings, and call them hot. People can't handle it. People can't handle the truth. They can't handle the heat. Train yourself up. I'm trained. I'm trained up to conquer these hot wings, and I did. 14. That's the furthest I've ever been. Probably could eat 6 more, but I had to stop because I'm watching my figure. My figure. I'm gonna leave it at that. But can you handle the truth? Can you handle that heat? Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's why most restaurants don't have hot wings. They can't handle it, the heat. And maybe that's why they have fake news, because people can't handle the truth. I don't know. Could be. But I'll leave you with that. Schockalocka breaking destroys 14 Duff's death wings. You just received, folks, a dose of reality. And until next time, until we meet again, you will receive another dose of the shock treatment.